So basically, in this presentation, I'll be discussing conventions, representations, and social groups within our music video. Media conventions are basically a way of forming meaning within media text, as they are rules of how media producers usually do things within the media text. Representation in media is the way media characterizes certain communities, particular cultures and group ideologies and experiences. I'll be looking at symbolic and technical conventions, discussing and comparing my music video, website, and digipack with other artists of a similar genre. Symbolic conventions are a representation of the meaning behind a media text, the mise en scène. This includes positioning of the characters, staging, composition, set design, props, facial expressions, etc. Technical conventions of a music video are camera technique, camera movement, positioning, lens choice, framing, editing, rhythmic, spatial, graphic, temporal. I'm going to be analysing different social issues as well as social groups and enact even more meaning behind a media text. Music video conventions. In music videos, camera movement and shots are used to create more meaning with the music video. Camera movements are used to follow a band/artist. These can be tilt, tracking, pan, zoom, and crane shots. Different camera shots are used to represent different aspects in a music video. A wide shot is used to capture the whole band fully and can easily be used as one of the first shots in a music video to establish location and the characters. A close-up shot is one of the most important shots when creating a music video, as they can be used to show emotion in the artist's face whilst providing the viewers a chance to see the artist singing the lyrics of the song. In indie/alternative rock bands, performing shots are vital in the music videos as it shows their ability to perform, which entices the audience to buy tickets to watch their live shows. Although the performance element is important, this is typically contrasted with the narrative section. The minority of indie/alternative bands would just have a performance section or just a narrative section. Indie/alternative conventions. Performance, to show energy, attract audiences, live gigs, show passion and talent. Narrative, usually have a deeper meaning behind them than chart musics, as a song are typically written by the band themselves. Editing. Editing usually includes slow motion in sections, maybe black and white, the use of reversing elements. Mise en scène. Props are important in indie rock videos. They can adapt the meaning completely. Costumes are used to portray the star's image. For example, in our music video, the setting was a funeral/wake for the performance element. So we tried to combine the casual indie look with a smart, dark funeral dress code. We did this by unbuttoning shirts for the men and slightly sexualizing the women. In our music video, we tried to represent alternative indie rock culture by the use of religious connotations, ethereal/mood lighting, a strong narrative element, use of props, character movement, and a conventional/indie/alternative costume and camera shots. Looking at and comparing This Is Gospel by Panic! At the Disco, there are religious connotations as well as similar character shots to portray the meaning behind their music video. They also use medical prop equipment to emphasize the narrative element and the feelings the band is trying to portray. In our music video, we used investigation and crime props to highlight and add context to our meaning. We wanted to use realistic props, and as in props you would find in locations we created in the studio, to present the meaning to the viewers in a clearer, simpler way. In This Is Gospel, Brendan Urie, the lead singer, can be seen wearing casual clothes in the first section, and then changes to a more funeral, wake type attire. So this is our music video compared to theirs. We have very similar lighting and a very similar shot style. As you can see in these two pictures, Shady Grey and This Is Gospel, the shots themselves are relatively similar, but what characterises them as actually similar is the use of low-key institutional lighting. The use of low-key lighting in indie/alternative rock music videos is very common and is used to produce a dramatic, contrasting effect of film photography. High-key lighting is a bright, unnatural style typically used in makeup and beauty commercials. The bright lighting makes subject or product look elegant and clean, but in indie culture, we really don't want that. Editing indie/alternative rock music videos would include jump cuts, cutting on and off the beat, discontinuity editing, color correction, plus many more. I'll be comparing my music video with Arctic Monkeys, My Chemical Romance, Panic! At the Disco, and The Killers. This is our band Alternative Vision. In our music video, we try not to cut to the beat too often as this makes the video predictable, obvious, and viewers will get disinterested quickly. As the song we chose was rather slow, we used a lot of slow cutting, although some areas were also fast-paced. In our music video, we also subverted conventions, as using slow cuts are not typical of the indie/alternative genre. We use slow cuts to the pace of the music video and portray how we want our audience to feel when watching it. Usually indie music is playful and fast. Our song is more on the depressive side, but this allows a volume of emotions to break through when watching the video. Slow motion is commonly used in music videos to create a dreamlike dramatic effect. It is common in indie/alternative videos to have a slow motion implemented in areas of the music video. We also color corrected our music video. We did this to balance the colors and create a darker blue effect to enhance the meaning further. Our music video has elements of dreamlike scenarios, especially in the narrative section, which is enhanced by the use of slow motion editing. In the Arctic Monkeys video, Why'd You Only Call Me When You're High, and Panic! At the Disco's This Is Gospel, they both have large sections of their music video that is in slow motion. In the Art of Monkey song, slow motion was used as a tool to portray how the protagonist felt on drugs. In the Panic! At the Disco song, the slow motion was used to express the singer's anger. In our song, we used slow motion to symbolise a dreamlike, non-reality effect that we were trying to create. So this is our music video compared to the Arctic Monkeys and Panic! At the Disco. Mise en scène. Sets and props. In our music video, we tried to minimise our sets for the narrative section, only using spaces we filled with props and a shining light on them to highlight which scene and space the lead singer was entering. The first part was the lead singer in the autopsy room. We chose to have this be the first section so it would establish the idea quicker. The props we used in this room were similar to the ones you would find in an actual autopsy room: a table, tools, a white blanket. The narrative element is in chronological order of event. The second part is the investigation room. In this scene, we establish that the band members are the main suspects of the murder. Inside the investigation room, we simply use an investigation board that had red string and picture of the band. The final element of the narrative part is the crime scene room. In this room, we wanted to create a very peaceful yet melancholic atmosphere to highlight the sadness and desperation in the protagonist's feeling. We did this by the use of bright white light and exposed the protagonist, giving it a sense of vulnerability. The props we used were a knife, number placards, a chalk outline, and police tape. In the performance element, we kept it quite simple, only using a cross as the main feature. We drew inspiration from Madonna's Like a Prayer, as you can see in this next picture, as she's standing in front of glowing crosses, so we thought we would reenact that. Locations and costumes. Our music video was shot in the studio. We chose a studio as it allowed us to create set, control lighting, etc. We chose a studio due to the ability to control aspects such as the weather, pedestrians, etc. Shooting in the studio gave us a chance to create dark and indie/alternative scenes, highlighting the style image and meaning we were trying to portray when initially coming up with the idea of our music video. Shooting in the studio isn't a usual convention for indie bands. In our music video, we chose to use male and female band members to appeal to male and female audiences, also to show equality and that they are inclusive, although we wanted the lead singer to be male as this is a convention of indie/alternative rock music. Digipack. I am looking at our Digipack in comparison to other alternative/indie bands. Our Digipack, so this is our Digipack, as you can see, it's very beautiful. We love our Digipack. It took me quite a long time to make. The general theme of our Digipack is dark, gloomy, and alternative. I want to focus on the conventions of an indie Digipack, looking at similar Digipacks of indie/alternative bands. I found that darker colours and white font is common, so I made the running theme throughout the whole Digipack. The colour scheme is black, white, and gold. I found that similar Digipacks, like these ones, also had white, black, and a hint of colour. They use red, we use gold. The font I used is called Source Code Variable, and I used this throughout the Digipack. I centered the track order on the back of the Digipack, which I found was a convention of indie Digipacks. I used an edited picture of the band standing looking slightly down. This was a high angle shot that symbolises power, which enhances their rebellious, anti-establishment, indie/alternative star image, which attract potential target audiences. Website. The website colour scheme was light greys and gold to keep continuity between the Digipack. We used different pictures to the Digipack because we were trying to sell the star image over different products and photographs to widen target audience and potential consumers/fans. The website was created on the basis of conventions of indie/alternative bands website. After actually looking at similar websites of indie bands in a similar genre, I found that I had to look at the earlier websites, and these reflected the indie/alternative conventions better opposed to their latest website due to star image development. We wanted to highlight star image by the use of merchandise imagery and website layout. So this is our website. It took us quite a long time to make, and it conforms completely to the indie/alternative rock conventions. We chose to promote merchandise that reflected organic nature of our band. For example, earphones and guitar picks. These are items that appeal to our actual target audience themselves. The tour dates were created carefully. We looked at the type of venues indie/alternative rock bands would usually perform at. For example, the Windmill in Brixton accommodates indie band like Pottery, MOHIT. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you learned a lot about our band and our band campaign and all that jazz. Yeah, have a nice day.